But we also would like to state that for the Kiev regime, this process is strictly political, and they see it as a media instrument in order to push forward their own interests. And we can speak in great detail of their own interests if you have some kind of questions, but it's clear that they're focusing and doing everything that they can, that the very real work, which has already produced obvious results, and we have information of those results, to sway those results towards endless international political performances. This is what we mean here. Just look at the situation this year. The Ministry of Defense of Russia passed to the coordination headquarters for the treatment of prisoners of war about release to the Ukrainian side of 835 Ukrainian prisoners of war. Please, once again, take note of this figure. There was a proposal of 935 Ukrainian prisoners of war. How many of those do you think the Kiev regime claimed of their own citizens? I'd like to emphasize. Only 279. Can you imagine? I think you can do the easy calculation that nearly 700 people who could go back to their families back in Ukraine, Kiev regime just fully disregarded them. Meanwhile, they continue to travel to Canada and all over the world, while supposedly advocating with the international community for the mediation services. How did Kuleba say about the patron services for the Ukrainian citizens in Russia? There is such a notion as political tourism, when there are such movements or work trips that bring no results whatsoever. And it's unclear why these visits or trips, what's their purpose? What purpose do they serve? And this is much worse, because this kind of political tourism of the Kiev regime is built on the blood of their own citizens. And not those who've wreaked havoc and who've spilled hatred and who've mercilessly killed Russian citizens or citizens of the African continent, but those who they violently try to mobilize, trying to advocate for the salvation of Ukraine. They have no care for their fate, but trying to sway the attention of the Ukrainian citizens, of the same mothers, wives, fathers, and children of the servicemen. They go to the citadel of the nationalism in Canada